Okay, welcome back. In the last episode, what we did was we made a VStack, we made a text, and we made a button. Our button had many parts. There were curly braces, and there were colons, and there was the word label, and it was very exciting. Let's move on to make our button look a little bit nicer because it looks kind of stupid right now. It's just a piece of text. Believe it or not, that's how buttons look like by default in iOS, right? You would think, oh, look at this, right? Apple has made such nice interfaces. And then here you go, when you program in SwiftUI, your default button is a piece of colored text. Thanks, Apple. Let's go make it look actually a bit nicer. So here's what we do, right? Remember modifiers, right? So we're actually going to make our button look like this on the screen. Here's what your button will look like when we are done. And let's go back to our code. So in our code, I'm going to add some modifiers to the button. So here's how you do it. You choose the end of the button. So here's the button, right? How do you choose the end of the button? You can, if you have a mouse or trackpad, you can double click on the curly brace, right? You want to double click on the final curly brace in this case and start adding a modifier afterwards. If you don't have a mouse or trackpad, you can just tap on the word button and it will kind of choose the first two opening and closing curly braces, and you kind of need to manually find the closing curly brace yourself. Okay. So let's start adding some modifiers. Enter. Let's give it some padding, right? Some space around itself, dot padding. And as you can see on the preview, now there's a bit more space, social distancing, fantastic. Press enter. We're going to give it a background color that's exactly the same as your accent color. Okay, and that's, I could do this. I could just say dot background, and inside here I could do dot blue, right? Which is not awful. Ignore the fact that you can't see the text right now, right? Because blue is the background color and the accent color, so the text is blue and the background is blue and I can't see it. I hope that made sense. All right, but the problem is, what if you decide blue is not your color? You want this to be red. Then you need to come to your code and change this to red, and that's just a whole bunch of trouble. Okay. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use this thing called accent color. I'm going to delete this entire thing, and you're going to need to type the word color. Again, spelling it like an American, which is terrible. Just, contain your disgust for a while. Color dot, there we go. First thing right here, accent color. Oh, I have to spell like an American twice in one sentence. Oh, yucks. Okay, but you get the idea, right? In this case, you actually do need to put the word color dot in front. If you try it without, it's not going to work. Finally, we want our text to be visible. So for this one, I think we can just do dot foreground color. Let me just hide my little console over here. Oh, I should tap this button to hide. As you can see, that was the search button, the filter button. And inside here, I'm just going to put dot white. Okay, that looks like a pretty nice little button. Let's test it out. So I'm going to tap on the button over here. There you go, bye-bye cookie. And for these print statements, if you wait a while, they're just going to go away. So I'm going to tap again just to be sure. But this time, I'm going to put my little cursor over here and tap in the corner of the button and nothing happens. I'm very sad. Why is this the case? Okay, so you've come across a bug in your program. Right? And this is something that's going to happen to you on various occasions. And the reason for this is that you seem to be able to tap on the text to get the action to run, but not the padding, right? So I'm just going to click very carefully on the padding. It's kind of difficult. And one way I can prove this to myself is by increasing the amount of padding that I have. So let's try this, right? How do I increase the amount of padding? I'm just going to go inside the word padding over here. Okay. And I'm going to put in a number. Let's put in 100. And here's a gigantic button. All right. It's got a padding of 100. And I'm going to tap anywhere inside it. And it's not going to work unless I tap on the text. Okay. So what's going on here? What's happening here? Let's take a look at this. I'm going to sketch this out real quick. This is our button. But that's not the case, actually. This is our button, right? Nom. Right. This thing right in the middle is our button. Whereas this thing over here that I've shaded very carefully, look at all this nice shading. This thing is just a padding around the button. Okay. What we actually want instead of this is we actually want our entire space, this entire thing, to be the button. Okay? And there is a way to do that. You should define the entire colorful button first and put that inside the label. Let's try that real quick. Here's what we want. We want text with a padding of, well, maybe not 100, maybe just regular padding, regular default padding. We want the text with some kind of padding, some kind of background color, and some kind of foreground color to be the entire label of the button. To do that, you can cut this text and put it inside here. I don't mean cut this text, capital T. I mean cut this text, lowercase t. This text, that's actually a modifier. You get my idea. You can cut these modifiers and paste them after the capital T text. Or you can try this thing where you drag this curly brace right here. Right. Drag this curly brace. Right. Tap on it. Tap on it. Tap on it. No, it's not letting me drag. Tap here. Tap in the text. No, it's not letting me drag. Okay. All right. I was hoping to be able to drag this little curly brace to down below here. Right. But for some reason, I don't see my little handles. So I don't know. It's just Swift Playgrounds being weird. That's just the way it is sometimes. So you can just do what I was suggesting before. Select this text. Select. And you can cut. Go up here. Go to the next line and paste. Okay. With this, you actually get back the same look. But now if you tap anywhere, it should give you your action being run. Okay? All right. So that took a bit of time, but I think that was worth it. It's just something that you want to get used to. So remember, the button has two parts. The button has an action. That's the code that's run. And it's got a label. And this label comprises everything that is part of the tappable area of the button. Okay, let me just show you one more time with padding 100. Okay, this time with padding 100, we have a nonsensically large button. I'm going to tap this with so much joy. Tap, 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 tap. With that, I'll leave you to try this out. I will continue tapping this button for no good reason. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Tap, 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 tap.